What do a Monday night football game, a motorcycle accident at Central Park West, and the death of the major rock and roll star have in common? Stick around to find out. Hey everybody, Voice of the Composer here. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday night. How's everybody doing out there? By the way, you like the video or the series? Please click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at #JasonComposes. You can leave comments below, and now you can reach me at Twitter, Voice of the Composer at Twitter. So today marks the 40th anniversary of the death of John Lennon. John Lennon was shot and killed on December 8th, 1980. But a lot of people are not aware of the backstory of how the general public was made aware of the death of John Lennon, so I thought I'd share that with you now. So on December 8th, 1980, John Lennon and Yoko Ono were just leaving the Dakota apartment building in Manhattan, and this is about 5 o'clock at night, when they were approached by a man by the name of Mark David Chapman. Chapman claimed to be a big Beatles fan. He wanted to get Lennon's autograph. He had a copy of Double Fantasy. Lennon signed it. And Lennon and Ono were actually on their way to a recording session at the Record Planet. Now, the Record Planet is a recording studio that opened up in 1968 in New York City, and they later moved to Los Angeles, and they're still in operation today. They're also known for their innovations with artist workspace and recording techniques. They've recorded Blondie's Parallel Lines album, Metallica's Load and Reload, the Eagles' Hotel California. So Lennon and Ono returned back to the Dakota about 10:50 at night, at which time Mark David Chapman was lying in wait. And as soon as they stepped out of the vehicle and went under the archway, Mark David Chapman shot Lennon in the back twice and in the shoulder twice. Lennon was then taken by police cruiser to Roosevelt Hospital, where 10 minutes later he was pronounced dead on arrival. Now, at the same time, there was a young man who worked for ABC named Alex Weiss who was involved in a motorcycle accident at Central Park West. And he too was sent to Roosevelt Hospital. And he caught wind of the death of John Lennon, and he immediately called ABC. Also at the same time, it was a Monday night, there was a crucial football game on between the Patriots and the Dolphins. In fact, they were down to their last minute of regulated time, and Howard Cosell was broadcasting the game. But there's a legend or a rumor that there was a coin toss involved because Howard Cosell was very reluctant to come on the air and break the news that John Lennon had been shot and killed. But after much coaxing from his producers, he finally gave in and agreed to share the news on the air, saying, and I believe, I'm just kind of paraphrasing here, he said something to the effect of, well, this is just a football game, win or lose, so I'm still going to have to make this announcement. And he did. So the following day, there was a makeshift memorial at the gate around the Dakota. People came from all over to pay their respects, put flowers there. Some Beatles fans put up signs that had lyrics from Beatles songs. Ringo Starr flew in to be with Yoko Ono. Paul McCartney made a statement from his home in Oxfordshire, England. And Ono made a statement herself. She said the following: "There is no funeral for John. John loved and prayed for the human race. Please do the same for him." And Lennon's ashes were later spread by Ono in Central Park, coincidentally where they have the Strawberry Fields, or have the Strawberry Fields Memorial, and they cremated the Strawberry Fields Memorial as well. Now, Mark David Chapman is still alive today, and he is currently serving his sentence out at the Wendy Correctional Facility in Alden, New York. That's east of Buffalo, or Erie County. And this year, 2020, he had an 11th parole hearing. Parole was denied, and he'll have another hearing in August of 2022. Mark David Chapman suffers from delusions of grandeur. He identifies with the character Holden Caulfield in the book Catcher in the Rye. He didn't agree with the lifestyle of John Lennon, but Mark David Chapman is still alive and serving out his sentence. And John Lennon really had a major effect on other musicians of his generation and generations that would follow. I mean, I don't write rock music myself. I'm not a big Beatles fan, but I like some of their stuff. And you should check out some of these arrangements for orchestra with the Hollywood Strings. These are albums that came out in the 60s and the 70s, but they're really good. And there's one song in particular you should check out, and that is I Am the Walrus. I Am the Walrus, Hollywood Strings. It is an excellent rendition of that song, orchestrated. Just really well done. But it just goes to show you that the Beatles had a major influence on all genres of music, and they did a lot of experimentation. So I thought I'd come here and talk to you about the death of John Lennon, and a story that's not told very often, or is often overlooked, is how the general public found out about the death of John Lennon. I mean, what are the odds that, John Lennon would be shot and killed outside of his apartment building by this deranged fan, and then at the same time you have a gentleman who works for ABC, young producer, who got into a motorcycle accident in Central Park West. He ends up at the same hospital where John Lennon is taken, and you have a football game on that same night between the Patriots and the Dolphins, and this is the big way that people found out about the death of John Lennon. There was no internet back then, or if there was, it was just on college campuses. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, if you did, please click that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Instagram at #JasonComposes, leave comments below, and you can reach me at Voice of the Composer at Twitter. So in closing, we can't forget this event in our history, in our culture. John Lennon was actually born in England, but he struggled to get his American citizenship here. But he became such an integral part of the American fabric of that time period of the 60s and the 70s. Remember, this was a very turbulent time period. You had Vietnam, you had the death of JFK, or assassination of JFK's brother, RFK, MLK. You had Watergate. All these different events were happening. And a lot of people don't know this, but John Lennon actually was leaning towards Ronald Reagan, or supported Ronald Reagan. Maybe not on all his policies, but he did in some way support Ronald Reagan, which is funny because in 1960, JFK was talking about lower taxes. He was anti-communist. He was pro-life. He was pro-country. He wanted to send us to the moon. And in 1980, Ronald Reagan had the same type of views, although from a different party. And I'm sure they varied, or their views on things varied slightly. But a lot of people believe that Ronald Reagan picked up the mantle from JFK, and it's true. But I was surprised to learn that John Lennon actually supported Ronald Reagan. Thought I'd throw that in there here on the video. So I really enjoyed doing this video for you. It was a lot of fun and kind of reads like a mystery in a way. Here you have all three of these events happening at the same time, the death of John Lennon, and then you have a character who's the messenger who breaks the story, and it's released to the public on TV during this crucial football game. It really does read out of either a novel or something that you would see in a movie. So thanks for being with me. I'll catch you next time. Voice of the Composer saying peace out. Stay safe, everybody, and God bless this great country.